Happy Halloween! I'm Lily.
And I'm Jade.
And as you can see, I have passed away.
And I am standing on your grave.
It's the Halloween special, everybody.
Whee! And we're drawing monsters. Cool school. Scooby-Doo.
What? We will be designing students of a mysterious monster school based off of a variety of different monsters, some well-known and some maybe more obscure. This was inspired by a comment left by one of you guys. Thank you so much for your suggestion. We really liked the idea and then decided to combine it with the idea of a monster school, just like Scooby-Doo. Oh my gosh, who said that?
Scooby-Doo. Now let's get to class.
Alright, first and foremost, we have the principal of the school. Of course, every school needs to have a principal, so I'm told. For these designs, we chose to do a format sort of reminiscent of paper dolls to show 3 different outfits, undergarments, a work outfit for the principal, or in the case of the students, they will have school uniforms, and pajamas for the pajama party.
Yay!
We did symmetry tool on these designs just to make it a little easier. I'm sure a lot of you know that October is a very busy art month, and me and Jade are in the middle of doing Cringe-tober, so it gets crazy. Please forgive us for not doing more interesting poses. Another element that we added just for funsies was mood boards. Again, we make these a lot for our character design videos, but I think they can be really helpful in the beginning of the process, just getting your ideas out, getting the vibe down before you really dive into the drawing part. For the principal of the school, I chose to make her a gargoyle. And just for some backstory, a gargoyle is a prominent feature of Gothic architecture, which is just like a little stone guy who juts out of the side of the building and is usually like a creepy dragon face. And they're used to divert rainwater away from the roof of the building, sort of like how gutters are used in modern day. The reason they are strange little freaks instead of just like a gutter is because of the legend of the gargoyle, which stated that in old France, there was a dragon terrorizing the lands. This dragon was defeated by Saint Romanus and burnt to a crisp. But get this, his head and his neck didn't burn, and they mounted it on the side of a church. And it was meant to ward away evil. So that's kind of where the concept of the gargoyle came from. In the case of churches, they are often also used to represent sin and evil. For my character, even though the original mythology is from France, I decided to make her Polish for a couple of reasons. One, there is a gargoyle character in Monster High who is French, so I didn't want them to overlap too much. And also, I really enjoy the Gothic architecture in Poland. I think it's really cool. And the idea of a dragon has some significance with Polish folklore. Remember the dragon in Poland. So she's Polish and she has some sexy underwear. Wow! Imagine your principal wearing that underwear under their clothes and you would never know. Her name is Greta Kaminski, with Kaminski being a Polish surname that means stone, because she's made out of stone.
First off, I made a vice principal to go with the principal. And she's a slime lady. So the first concept of a slime in literature came from H.P. Lovecraft. In a novella that he wrote called The Mountains of Madness, where he describes a black ooze creature slime. Since then, people have obviously taken the slime and adapted it in different ways, such as Dungeons and Dragons, of course, which is probably the most infamous slime creatures in media. They've been depicted in horror movies and Bob the Blob, Zelda, and the time I got reincarnated as a slime. And don't forget, Pooneeru is a cute slime. They're everywhere.
Minecraft! Sorry.
Yeah. Instead of going with the green slime or blue slime, which I feel like are the most common colors, I went with a yellow slime because I thought that would be cute. And she looks like honey and a pudding, and Lily's going crazy.
I'm gonna eat her.
So she's Hispanic and her name is Rosa. I just thought that would fit her. And she's wearing a bunch of pinks and reds.
And she's gay with the principal.
Who said that?
It's true. It's true.
She's like the niceness too. principal's evilness.
Evil?
Sorry, sternness.
Yeah.
And I picture that she can disintegrate somebody because slimes can, like, disintegrate people.
Oh my gosh.
If she chooses.
If she so chooses. For my first student design, I chose to do the creature known as the Hidebehind. This is a beast of American folklore, specifically coming from lumberjacks in logging camps, as kind of an explanation for anyone who maybe went missing in the woods and never came back. Supposedly, as the legend goes, the Hidebehind will stalk you through the woods, and if you turn around to look at them, they will very quickly move behind a tree, which is how they get their name, which I find really creepy. The idea of this creature that is fairly big moving so fast is really creepy to me. So if you don't escape them, the Hidebehind catches you and eats your intestines. Creepy stuff. I first heard of the Hidebehind from Gravity Falls. I think it was a short, like one of the Dipper shorts, where he goes out into the woods and is looking for the Hidebehind, and he's like this long, skinny dude, and he goes like he makes a creepy noise. He's creepy. Anyway. For this character, I wanted to go for like the classic Twilight vibes. I basically just looked up Bella Swan clothing as reference for her clothes, and I made her very tall and very skinny, which I often have trouble with drawing very skinny body types. I feel like with larger or curvier body types, you can kind of play with the form of the body a little bit more, but I don't know, something about drawing really skinny people is difficult to me. I gave her long claws and a tail because there was quite a few different visuals that I was finding when looking for reference. Some looked more like a monkey and some looked more like a dog. I really liked the way the dog werewolf looking guy appeared, so I kind of incorporated that as the tail that she has. It has sticks in it, it has leaves in it, she has pine cones in her hair because she's out hiding in the forest. And her name is Imogen Hemlock. I don't know, Imogen was my brother's suggestion, and hemlock is a type of tree. If you encounter a Hidebehind, just know that they are repelled by alcohol, so they say. So the lumberjacks claimed, which seems a little suspicious to me, but that's what they said, so keep that in mind.
My first student creature is a Manananggal, which are these freaky ladies that come from Philippine folklore. They will detach the upper half of their body from their lower half and grow bat wings out of their upper half, and they'll fly around in the night and usually attack pregnant women in their sleep and use their long freaky tongue and eat the fetus out of the pregnant lady. But they also will attack newlyweds, babies, and occasionally groomsmen that have been left at the altar.
Oh my gosh.
And they drink their blood because they're similar to vampires in that way. They say that you can kill one by attacking the lower half of their body, which is usually wherever they left it. It doesn't go anywhere. And if you attack that and get rid of that, then they can't reattach themselves. And by dawn, they'll die. Anyway, for this character, I kept having mango in my head. All I could think about was mangoes, probably from the name. But I decided to give her mango-themed hair, and her clothes choice are mango colors. For her pajamas, I made this cute little bear design with a tropical flower and made that into a pattern. For her school uniform, I gave her a bunch of hair clips because I think that she probably is into perhaps decora fashion.
Next up, I chose to do the Boohag, which is a derivative of the wider hag lore, specifically coming from Gullah and Hoodoo folklore in Georgia. Basically, the Boohag is this skinless being that stalks their victims at night, and then they follow you home. and when you go to sleep, they take control of your body, either by 1, wearing your skin, or 2, riding on your back. And then you go out at night and do all sorts of crazy things. In order to combat the efforts of the Boohag, there's a couple of steps that you can do. A Bible will ward them off, or a mixture of cayenne pepper and salt will keep them away. They are also really into counting, so if you leave out a bowl of rice, or just anything that's in a large quantity, or like a broom, they will sit there all night and they will count the individual thingies. And then also, if you want to make sure they're not following you home, you look up into the trees overhead really quickly, and if you see the Boohag's eyes, they can't follow you. They have to go find someone else. If you look up into the trees and you see nothing, that means that they close their eyes and they will continue to follow you home. Watch out, guys! I heard about this creature on a couple of different ghost tours in like the southern United States, like Savannah and South Carolina, and I always thought they were just really cool as a mythological being. They're probably the scariest to me out of this group for the video, so I wanted to make the character a little softer and cuter because I thought that would be an interesting dynamic. I did make her skinless, but I tried to keep it subtle with just a few very light muscle lines, and I gave her white hair because I found a lot of artwork of the Boohag depicting them with white hair, so I gave her long curly white hair that she keeps in braids when she goes to school.
She's my favorite.
Really, Jade?
I think she's really cute. My next monster girl is a siren. Sirens come from Greek and Roman mythology, and they were originally seen as half women, half bird creatures, which is not what I did. I leaned more towards the mermaid aspect because later on, mermaids and sirens, the line kind of blurred between them. So sirens would sing their beautiful voices and lure the sailors into the deep sea or make them crash and explode their boats.
Fact wizard here. I think that a lot of people probably know sirens as the creatures from the Odyssey, which it's not exactly clear whether they were the bird ladies or the mermaid ladies. I think the depictions vary from tale to tale. But basically, Odysseus and his boys were on the boat and the sirens were singing their beautiful song. And I think all the boys put beeswax in their ears and just kept on rowing, but Odysseus tied himself to the mast and was like, I need to hear them. And so he heard the song and he was like, I need those ladies, but he couldn't get out because he was tied to the mast. And the boys with the beeswax, they were just like, whatever. So yeah.
Anyway, I picture her being Inuk because I think it would be cool if she was from a colder region. And I decided that her name is Silla Kunik, which is an Inuit name, and Kunik means calm water, and I thought that was fitting for her because she's very chill and calm and monotone. I decided to put her in a wheelchair because I thought that would be awesome. I also gave her glasses, and in my mind I was thinking that her eyes are meant for the sea, so when she comes out of the water it's harder for her to see.
Oh, she's so funny. The next character that I chose to do will be a drowned wraith. And I imagine that this girl tragically died in a shipwreck and then emerged from her watery grave as a ghost of some sort. Guys, listen up. I probably sound like a crazy person. Do you guys believe in ghosts? In the comments, let me know if you believe in ghosts, because me and Jade are ghost believers. And here's something you should know. Bodies of water are major conductors of spiritual activity. So watch out. I was keeping that in mind when making this character. I wasn't drawing on any specific wraith lore in particular, just kind of the idea of water-charged ghost activity and Victorian lighthouses and sinking ships. So I do imagine this character coming from the Victorian era, so I kind of tried to capture that look in her under pantaloons and her long flowing nightgown. I imagine that Her clothes as well as her hair kind of drift in the air as if she were underwater. She's also a little drippy, like she's been dunked in the ocean. And guys, get this. Her and the Siren are girlfriends. I mean, they had to be.
They have.
It's a match made in heaven, or match made in the watery depths. This character ended up being my favorite out of the video, even though, listen, with her hair, she does remind me of Komida from Danganronpa. So don't say it. I already know, but I've made peace with it. And she still ended up being my favorite. And her name is Eleanor Willis, which I got from a Victorian name generator.
My next creature I chose was an imp. Imps come from European folklore. I'm not really sure which European specifically, but all of it in general. They are described as mischievous and troublemaking creatures and are often said to have small statures and be lively. They also can be either more depicted as demon creatures or sometimes fairy creatures. I kind of went in between, I would say. Like, she's kind of demony and she's kind of fae looking. And I went with this more pink complexion because often they're depicted as red or completely pitch black in color. I also gave her little goat hooves for her feet, a little freaky tail, and little stabby horns. For her pajamas, originally it was gonna be a little puppy dog, but I was like, no. And I made it into a lamb onesie, and the horns are going through the eyes because she's evil like that.
So awesome.
And her name is Quip Doyle.
Last but not least, I chose to make a character based off of the Jersey Devil, which is a little off theme because the Jersey Devil is a singular cryptid rather than a species of monster, but I really wanted to do it. You can come for me in the comments because Jade was also mad, so you will be on her side. This beast originates from the Pine Barrens of southern New Jersey. The origin story goes that there was this woman named Mother Leeds. And get this, she had just found out that she was pregnant with her 13th child.
Yikes.
And she said unto the universe, "Let the child be the devil."
For why?
I don't know why. And then when the baby was born, he was born with a goat head and wings and a tail and claws, and he beat everyone up with his tail, and then he flew out the chimney and went to live in the woods. Some stories say that he would come back and kept pestering the family, and some said that he stayed in the woods. And in some iterations, the mama was a witch and the daddy was the devil himself. So that's interesting, genealogy wise. So for this character, I wanted her to be a little bit on the grungy side. You might have seen on my mood board, I put Gerard Way on it. I mean, if I'm thinking about New Jersey, I'm gonna be thinking about Gerard Way and MCR, so he had to be there. And I did try to channel a little bit of that energy into her personality. I would say she's probably one of the more masculine characters that I created out of this lineup. Her pajamas are very Adam Sandler fit with a big t-shirt and big shorts, but I did give her a Susie and the Banshees band tee. Her name is Freddie Leeds, which you might recall from the original story that Leeds was the name of the woman who gave birth to the original Jersey Devil. So maybe Freddie here isn't the original, but that could be like her uncle or something. I like how her design came out. She's another one of my favorites after the drowned ghost girl.
The last monster girl that is in this lineup is this centaur girl. Centaurs come from Greek mythology, where the upper half is a human and their lower half is a horsey. They were said to have lived in the mountains of Thessaly. I was a little nervous on how I was gonna fit her into this frame and also doing it symmetrically, but I think I figured out a decent way to do it. She's like having a little seat. I did struggle with trying to figure out how her pants and skirt would work, but then I remembered A Centaur's Life anime, and that helped me try to figure it out. I think she's shy, but she's friendly, and she's like that Fluttershy type. Ooh, Fluttershy. She has beautiful multicolored locks. Her name is Clover Hatsy. Because Clover, she had a horse name, guys.
I really like her, Jade. I think the multicolored hair is so cute. And she just seems like such a sweetie.
And that was all the girls that are attending school currently.
If you guys would be interested, you are totally welcome to make your own monster girls to attend this school. You could even reference the uniform that we designed for this video. I think that could be kind of fun. Fill out the class a little bit.
Please.
If you do make any art of this nature, feel free to tag us. We would love to see. Also, Cringetober coming soon. Be on the lookout for that. It's probably coming very soon.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Unless something catastrophic happens in the near future, it should be on the quickly approaching horizon. And also, as a quick side note, drop a comment of what you're being for Halloween this year.
Yeah. We're being Miku and Kaito for Halloween.
Yes, sir, Bebop. But other than that, that's all we got.
Good night and happy Halloween.